Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm in Kathmandu. I'm back with the Nomadic Nights and we are about to embark on what is possibly the most epic motorcycle adventure yet. Today we ride to Mount Everest. So sit back, relax and come along for the ride. So everybody's been allocated a Royal Enfield Himalayan motorcycle. Mine's bike 48. We've also got our guide booked. This is the road to Everest. We're going to be heading out this side of the hotel, turning right into the chaos of Kathmandu. This is the first ride of the day. It's day 3. I'll explain what happens on day 1 and day 2 when we get moving on the bikes. But today is the warm-up ride, 60 kilometers around Kathmandu. But like every ride, we get a debrief from the boss man Alex there, find out what he's got to say before we set off. Right guys, we are about ready to exit this amazing hotel. We've got Alex, the leader, about ready to lead us out. Everybody's having a quick go around the car park, just trying to get used to the bikes. So right, here we go guys. So it's great to be back on the Royal Enfield Himalayan. This is the dangerous bit. Can we get through? Oh, I made it just an hour ago, but a car took out a scooter at this very point. So everybody's a little bit nervous. To be honest, it feels like the traffic's just calmed down a little bit, but get some bikers like, they're just turning the street here and just try and settle into the ride again. I've got to say, this bike feels absolutely fantastic. It feels like a brand new bike. It's been serviced. There's no road rules. You just got to go for it. And in these cities like Kathmandu, with these high populations, especially motorbikes, it's every man for himself. Temperature today, it's got to be close to 30 degrees and high humidity. So for that reason, I'm wearing my Rucker air jacket today. The temperature's going to change quite a bit over the next few days and we've got to be prepared for all outcomes. But the bike feels great, feels nice and smooth, and it's nice to get on it just to get that airflow through the jacket, because once you sit in this traffic, whatever you're wearing, it's going to get hot. We've just got to take our time. We've got our instructions and directions, and there's a reason we don't do the first ride till day 3. It's because we are going to be crossing into Tibet, because you can't ride to Mount Everest from Kathmandu in Nepal unless you are trekking. We are riding the motorcycles, so we need to cross the Tibetan border, and that can be quite difficult on the logistics, the paperwork. You'll see all this later on in the later episodes. So day 1's always arrival day. You need the rest after those lengthy flights. In order for me to get here from the UK, I flew from Birmingham into Doha, and then from Doha I flew into Kathmandu in Nepal. Luckily from there it was only a 20-minute taxi ride, and then we arrive at the hotel for a rest day. Day 2, it gives us the opportunity to explore the city of Kathmandu. So there is a visa process to get into Tibet, and it's quite a difficult one, and this is where the Nomadic Night comes in, and they use their logistic powers to try and get us in. Try be the operative word. Nothing's guaranteed. Even today we've not had our visa back, and we'll find out in a couple of days when we go to cross that border. So some of the bikes have also had things like new brake pads. They've all been freshly serviced. They've all been very well maintained. As you can see with the road conditions, it's not too bad. There's a few big potholes you've got to kind of watch out for. So today's ride is all about doing a loop around the city, getting used to the bike, getting used to the chaos, and enjoying the ride. So the first thing I noticed when we go through the city is they don't use the horn as much as what I experienced in India, and we only tend to use it when we're unsure about the overtake, like that. So far so good. we're just snaking round the hills, so we're not at any particularly high altitude, and as we head out the city the traffic thins down a little bit and becomes a bit more manageable. But as you gain speed you've still got to watch out for those potholes, they come up pretty quick. See, again, you've got the van there that flashed its lights. That's an indication that he's coming and not stopping. In the UK, that's the other way round. Oh, we've got a couple of choices there. We go up the ramp. There's a little bit of dust kicking around because it's been quite dry. We have got waterproofs with us. As they did say, it could rain at any moment. So all the bikes are just pulled over to regroup. I'm just trying to look down at my guidebook there, and at 11.7 kilometres we've got a turning of left. Also been given some landmarks to look out for. Like I say, today's ride is all about getting used to the bike, getting used to the roads, and getting used to working as a team. Oh, look at all that smoke. There's like a whole packet of cigarettes in one. See if we can get past them in the wrong gear, but the little Enfield soon picks up 24 brake horsepower. They're not a revvy bike, but there's a good amount of torque there just to pull you through the hilly bits like this. The riding seems to be pretty relaxed as well. Again, unlike some of India where the riding gets aggressive, everybody's a bit calmer, I think. So on this adventure I've brought a series of clothes with me. So I've got my Rucker air jacket on today, and I'm so glad I brought it because the temperatures are going to change pretty vastly, I think. Today is hot, today is humid, and this jacket zips to the Rucker bottoms that I got with my Explorer R suit. That works absolutely fantastic. The armour out of that fits into this, so this rolls down nice and compact. It stores nicely in the bag. It's getting a bit more congested now. Just as I was getting into the flow, we've got the marker there, Andy. 11.6 kilometres. They were spot on. And we are going to be turning left. I'm not quite sure where I'm actually in the pack. Wasn't really paying attention. But we'll wind it on a bit. Sometimes when you go on these adventures, you kind of don't know where you're at. So we get these guidelines, a briefing every day. We jot down turn-ins, landmarks and anything we need to know in order to get us to where we need to be. The nice bit of tarmac has been replaced with a bumpy road surface, so it's gradually getting a bit narrower in places. We start to see a bit of farming going off. So far, I'm enjoying these nice sweeping bends. Look at the old boy having his daily wash. It's a bit of a dip in the road here. Oh, I'm in first. Some water running through. So if you're watching this video and you've not seen my Roof of India tour that I did with Nomadic Nights, go check it out. I've got 13 fantastic episodes in one series. You'll absolutely love it. I will pop that link in the description below. So like I said, yesterday we had a day of sightseeing whilst we're waiting for the visa applications and the permits in order to enter into Tibet. Lots of things to see and do around Kathmandu, some very interesting things. So the hotel we're stopping in is called the Tibet International Hotel. It's right near a stupa that is absolutely fantastic. Yesterday we had a little walk round. You've got to walk around it clockwise and go and spin the prayer wheels. So you get some fantastic food around there and some cracking beers. Plenty to see and do in Kathmandu. The police out on the roads there seem to be pulling people in. We noticed that yesterday actually. There was a lot of scooters getting stopped and IDs getting checked, something I've not really seen before. But like always, we've got our UK driver's license, and we've also got things like the international driver's license. You must carry these things at all times. So yeah, it's the first gear job, this one, trying to battle up the hill. It probably doesn't come across on camera very steep, but I can assure you it is. Just trying to squeeze that throttle on to make the most out of this 411cc Royal Enfield Himalayan engine. Even though I've recently ridden one of these bikes, you still need a little bit of settling into it. So yeah, there was the blue sign, Hillside Academy, turn right, about 17 kilometres. Not sure what's going on here. Looks like they're giving out kind of food, I think. Big sacks of rice possibly. Oh no, there's a dog. Thought he was going to run right out in front of me. We've took to the off-roading. I wouldn't exactly call them green lanes. I'd imagine if it rained up here, it would get pretty bad. There's quite a few bikers knocking around. It looks like they've got a bit of a soccer match going off today. Wondering if that's Kathmandu's International Stadium. The grass looks like it could do with a bit of a water. Yeah, this is a good bit of off-roading here. I love the mixed terrains. Bit of sand. We get the back wheel sliding a bit. And already we are into some spectacular hillside views. We're going to keep on the pegs for this one. A lot of loose rock. There you go, here's some trekkers. Generally what you find in Kathmandu, this is the kind of the gateway to Mount Everest, because you can approach it, like I said, from two sides. One's the trekking side where you go from Nepal, and Kathmandu is the hub, the gateway as they call it. And if you want to do it by road, you have to go into Tibet. Just got to remember to kind of ride the bike loose. There's 3 guys on a scooter there. This is where you got to be careful winding up these mountain roads. Like I said, no barriers. Whoa. And here we got a couple of little goats in the road. Look, they're just not bothered about the bikes. We're getting into these remoter villages. You can see the rocks from perhaps where they get the landslides. So what we got here, looks like they've had a bit of a landslide. You can see the tree roots, they're fairly big. We've got the digger here just sorting everything out. It's got a car here that's going to hopefully wait for us. This little tuk-tuk that's making its way up. Just amazing how those things get up there, with, especially with passengers in the back. But watch out for the chickens. Like I say, 60 kilometres doesn't sound a lot, but when you're scaling up and down these sort of high gradients and the hairpin corners and the off-road sections, it just take a little while. Open 2 more. That was another landmark that we had to write down in our guidebook, so we know we're on the right path. Some more little mountain goats knocking around. Some more chickens and roosters. Oh, I think he just necked that one. Oh, that looks like it's dinner. Chicken curry tonight. It's getting a little bit more technical. I think everybody thought they were going to be in for an easy ride today. Gets a little bit cooler when you get up into the hills, but like I said, we're not at any great altitude at the minute. I didn't get a proper look at the tyres, but I'm sure they had a new set of boots on. I'll check them out when we stop. So we can't be far off the first chai stop. I need to find out if they still call it chai in Kathmandu. Get out of the way of this bus, but they look like they've had a good downpour. Oh, stalled it. There's definitely the army base there, heavily armed. You can see the barbed wire on the fence that runs all the way round. It's kind of mostly been first and second gear. Okay, so what's happening here? We're pulling in. Are we stopping? Looks like this might be the first chai stop. We've covered 29 kilometres, so we're kind of at the halfway point. Like I said, 60 kilometres today. It looks like we're all intact. Just want to have a look at the bike. Like I said, I was just going to check out these tyres because I didn't really take much notice when I jumped on it. And yeah, there seemed to be plenty of meat on the bone. These bikes have been well serviced and well prepped. Just found out that, yeah, the drink is still called chai. So let's go and try it out. I do like the local food, spicy potato and beans, and they have got a little bit of a kick. Yeah, that's not bad actually. I mean, I'm not a fan of drinking hot drinks on hot days. It's a little bit cooler up here. And it's not got sugar in, as one of the guys pointed out, and I don't like sugar in the tea. It's something that can always be added later. Right guys, we are off once again after the chai stop. I think we're only doing 1 chai stop today. Those potatoes were seriously hot. It looks like I'm kind of at the back again. And we're off on the second part of this 60-kilometre ride today. So tonight we'll be staying back at the same hotel. Tomorrow we'll be getting packed up, getting our bags on the support trucks, and basically we're going to be heading for that Tibetan border. And like I said, we've still not had the permits through yet. If you get them, which we hope we do, they don't tend to give them out until last minute. There's a lot of paperwork involved. There's a woman here out walking her goats, as you do. They look a bit skittish, so we'll keep a distance. So yeah, it looks like we're coming back the same way we went. So we've just done that mountain loop. So we're gonna head back to the hotel, head back to the chaos of Kathmandu. It's getting a bit tighter through here. The bikes are backing up. I mean, we could potentially go into rush hour. Oh. Watch out for the water truck. These junctions, you've got to be super careful. There's no rules. It's definitely the popular choice of transport, but it's also the poor man's choice. On the road here, we are bottom of the food chain once again. And we was told this morning at the briefing, if we have an accident, it's our fault. And if they hit us, it's also our fault. So you've got to stay vigilant on the bikes. We've got Andy the marker there. We're going left. And then he's got to race to the front to get to that next junction. I mean, it could be a case of we're going to lose somebody there. It'll probably be me, to be fair, with my sense of directions are not the best. But we've already got an exit plan. We've been told if we get lost in the city and you really don't know where you are, just get yourself a taxi and follow him. Yeah, instantly you just feel the heat has just rose. Feels like it's just gone 10 degrees warmer. The heat from the traffic, the heat from the bikes. Oh, we just hit a junction now. What do you do? Do you just go for it? I think you got to. I can hear an Enfield coming up. Distinctive sound. And then when you get to these intersections, you're waiting for those traffic lights to change. This is when it becomes the wacky race. This guy was just on his phone. He's just... You'd lose your license in the UK for that. Kathmandu is probably about the 5th worst city in the world for pollution. So you see a lot of guys wear masks while they're riding. Had to get on the brakes a bit there. That truck was stopping a little bit quicker than what I were. Lights just flashing and the green's on. Time to go. Oh. Oh. I'm not sure what happened there. Right. Why is it so busy? It's to work. Everybody's off to work. Huh?
From India.
Ah, India. Whereabouts?
Delhi.
We've only got 5 kilometers left. It's getting worse. If we're on the right, here is the airport, and we're only 5k from the hotel. So it just shows you how close the airport is. Yeah, we're really in the thick of it now, guys. It might be only 5k left, but it's 5k of carnage. Oh, what's happened? Something happened? Oh, look at that up there. I mean, I'm on the wrong side of the road, on the opposite side of the line. Look at this, guys. This isn't even rush hour. Oh, one of the bikes has seen a gap. Let's follow him through. So a couple of the bikers up front. This girl's just pulling out. Don't even bother looking. They just go for it. I mean, we've only actually done like 2 kilometers in the last half an hour or so. Oh no, I'm going that way. This kind of looks like our road. Well, they all look the same, to be honest. What I can't do is miss the turning for the hotel, because if that happens, you can end up on the ring road, and then getting back round again will be a nightmare. So we are here, guys. We've made it. We are alive. It's the Hotel Tibet International. I bet everybody's feeling relieved to get back. It might have only been a short ride, and it might have been our first ride, but it's always nice to get back in one piece. So there we go guys, that was the first ride, that was the warm-up ride, 60k around Kathmandu. Absolute chaos in the cities, and once we got out, some great hills, some great terrain. Make sure you tune into the next episode as we head for the Nepal border. Will we get the visas? Will we get the permits? Will we be allowed to cross into Tibet? So I hope you liked the video guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so, give us a like, and I'll see you in the next one. The sun is shining, the temperature is rising. This is where we all have to compact ourselves in. The road has disappeared. So we're all going off with the thought that no news is good news. Whoa! That was a bit of a drop. Oh no, we've got a man down. He's not good guys.